All right, we're going live. Today's show is very special, man. We have a very special guest in Ernesto, the sponsor of Fitness Success with Archie, Elliot, Big E, Vibes Production. So, Ernesto, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Archie?
Hey, man, I'm amazing, actually, man. I would like to, extend my gratitude and my gratefulness for allowing me to express my enthusiasm for fitness. Okay, so we have a big event on June 4th. Could you tell us a little bit about that, man? What's going on here in Houston?
Yes. So the event is the Hot Bodies Fit Games. It's a fitness expo encompassing a number of different disciplines. We've got a bodybuilding competition going on, we've got a CrossFit Box Wars games. So you got a bunch of different boxes from all over the area of Houston coming together and fighting to see who's the toughest box. We also have strongman competition. So we've got some incredible guys and girls lifting some incredible feats of strength with, Atlas stones, moving cars, trucks, things of that nature. And we also have a youth combine competition, toughest on the turf.
Oh, wow. So how's that? Exactly. How if I have students or high school athletes, how do they register for that?
So they can go on the website, toughestontheturf.com, and register there and see all the different people that are involved, different trainers, different sport-specific specialists, NFL players that will be involved with it. The combine competition is a little different than most people see combines. The combines are normally for the next level. This is a bunch of different people competing to see who has the fastest or who is the toughest on the turf by the combination of all the different events together. Uh-oh, we lost you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
There we go.
All right, I
can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying with the bodybuilding competition, how exactly would that be judged?
Well, the bodybuilding competition is judged on a couple different categories. You've got regular bodybuilding. We also have something called classic bodybuilding, which for those that are involved in that kind of life, what they've seen is a lot of bodybuilders have kind of, just taken very massive physiques. We're trying to show, the old era of kind of where I'm dating myself by saying, the early 80s, where the physiques were, guys were naturally aesthetic physiques, small little waist. Nowadays you're having guys that are smaller than 5'6", weighing over 230 pounds. Once you start getting that big, the aesthetics of the waistline kind of get changed. So we're trying to bring that back with the classic bodybuilding. We also have beach body and beach, both male and female. So you've got people in bikinis, people in board shorts doing their categories. A lot of that is judged on a physique and presentation, posing, stage presence, the whole package. You got face, body, and presentation all put together.
Okay, awesome. With the CrossFit Games, so is it a particular style that will be there for that? How will that work, Ernesto?
Well, the CrossFit, you'll have individual competitors, then you have teams, and then the competitors have different levels. You've got your novice, you've got your elites, you got your masters division. So everybody will be competing against, the categories that they're wanting to compete in. For the box wars, again, you're having different competitors getting points from a particular box, or that complete box having a team competing in the team events. The workouts of the day will be posted in the next week. The WODs, like they call it in the CrossFitting world, will be posted by Paramount Lifting Club in the next week. You can go on to their website, or you can go on the Bods by Big E website and click into Paramount, and you can find out what the WOD of that particular event will be for those categories. Again, for the teams, you'll see what that is. The title sponsor for this event is very generous in bringing in a lot of equipment for the CrossFitting games. Something like that, you will only see that much equipment at the CrossFit Games, kind of in Colorado. So this is a new format for here in the Houston area to see a rig or that many rigs kind of put together in an event like this.
Okay, it sounds like this event will be very big. So how many people are we expecting? Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Did you hear me? Okay, I was saying, how many people do you expect at our event on June 4th? It sounds like it will be over 10,000 people. How big is this event?
Well, the event, I mean, that would be wonderful if I got 10,000 people in one event. I don't think the Legend Sports Complex can take that many people. Okay. But it'll have its nice amount of competitors. We're looking at anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 vendors, a lot of sponsors, apparel, food. We've got, different nutritional lines, and then again, all the information and a lot of equipment for sale from the title sponsors, WF Athletics. For those of you in the fitness world, it's a good company to get involved with as far as getting equipment for, especially for the personal trainers. You're looking for rubber bands, you're looking for med balls. They're a very good company to order and to get them. For those guys that are into, developing boot camps or so. It's a very good way, very good company to get a lot of that good quality equipment at a very low price, because you can develop accounts with them. Go see Keith O'Brien, who's the president of WF Athletics, and you can start your accounts there.
Oh, that's awesome. In the strongman, will you be competing or stuff?
Oh no. My days of competing are long gone. I'm kind of still involved in the sport, or still involved in fitness in the actual, developing more people, get enthusiastic about fitness and having goals. You as a trainer, and having a show like this, the importance of people setting some format of goal that's attainable and reachable. As well as, having your support system see you attain those goals. So my, I guess, enthusiasm and seeing another level of fitness, although I still work out, I still train different people, something bigger in a process of an event like this.
Awesome. With this event being so big, do you think it will have a positive effect on our fitness community here in Houston?
I think so. The whole basis of, from the kids combine to the strongman to, the CrossFit to bodybuilding is getting a bunch of different subcultures involved, so that people can see, maybe this year I want to do this. Again, in the fitness, most people that go into fitness want to have a goal of getting either in better shape, looking better, but then after that, if you keep continuing on with just those goals, then, something else has got to come along. And what an event like this will show is kids, let's say kids in football, that there is something else that they can do later on if by some reason they don't go on to that next level and continue to play. They can go into, maybe bodybuilding. Maybe they can go into CrossFit. Maybe they're, a big lineman that likes to throw a bunch of weight around, and they can go into the strongman. So as well as, people that have never, the support system of the different people that to go in there and kind of see something that they might want to throw their hat in a little later in the year or maybe next year, a goal for them to kind of think about.
That's awesome. Moving forward, let's tie this into how do you feel about, everyone having a gym membership? Do you think that's an important thing to have in life?
I always recommend people to have a gym membership as opposed to, let's say, owning equipment at their home. What I've seen in my past is that anybody that at a later time, or I'll have time to do that, when I get home from work, or if and that usually causes issues because life is too crazy nowadays. So the gym membership, is a good thing to have because you can put it in. Again, if you schedule it, it'll happen. Like today we have the schedule of the shows. That we're gonna have to do them, and something always good comes out of it. That either discipline. But again, even most athletes. I mean, I know that if I didn't have my practice scheduled when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have gone.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's a good
so
thing to have.
okay, hello.
I couldn't hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear
Hello,
you.
hello.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the internet service is a little down, so bear with us. So yeah, that was a very awesome and detailed answer. So accountability is a big thing when developing any fitness regime. So moving forward from that, bodybuilding. Let's talk about that. You're very well known in the bodybuilding industry. So if bodybuilding is something that us out here want to get into, how do we? What's a good starting point with that?
Well, bodybuilding. Every athlete is a bodybuilder. I would have
Correct.
Never really gone into bodybuilding until. I mean, I didn't get into bodybuilding until I was pretty much finished with high school and kind of in the college after I was done with my college sports. To really get heavily involved in it. But everybody has a starting point. What I would suggest to bodybuilders or fitness enthusiasts that choose bodybuilding as a goal to keep them moving forward or progressing forward is, do your research on, the competition, do your research on the organization and see where you are going to, A, probably do the best, and B, learn the most in that process. Everything's a learning process, and again, teach it just like you would in sports. If you're good at a certain discipline, I was a swimmer when I was in high school and college, and going to certain levels, collegiate, nationals, things like that. But the Olympics was just not a thing that, for the United States, for me, was not something that was in the future. So always know where you're going and where you can learn the most in that process. Don't try and go from learning to become a bodybuilder or learning to be a competitor to the hardest and most difficult competition, because the learning curve is either way too fast, you're not going to learn anything, and you're going to have a bad taste in your mouth with going through that process. So, the whole thing of bodybuilding is building a better body, building a better physique, and a better total package. So analyze that and choose the competitions wisely, choose the organizations wisely in the fact of what will be your ultimate goal. If you want to build a better physique, then concentrate on that and concentrate on where you're going to have the most support system in a competition, where you're going to have, the most learning competitors, the organization, the judges, the promoters. They're going to give you a certain amount of information and give you a certain feeling that will keep you moving forward with becoming a better bodybuilder or a better physique.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So with what are some pointers? I know you say do your research or whatever. So what are some key questions I ask a bodybuilding coach, or what are some answers that we should get when we ask questions like that? Because sometimes the industry may feel a little oversaturated with everyone saying that they're a bodybuilding coach, but in actuality, they're not really a bodybuilding coach. So what are some key questions that a novice person as myself in bodybuilding can ask so we can stay, the right path?
Well, finding a coach that, since you brought that up, finding a coach that, and I'll say this since I'm in that realm as far as seasoned, meaning,
Right.
Usually when you're older, there's a saying that says, you know more, not because I know more, not because I know a lot more, it's just because I've been at the sport for a long period of time. So either mistakes or what the industry has done, I've seen all the different changes. So that's a good thing to think about as a competitor looking for a coach, somebody who's been at the sport for a long period of time, seeing that either A, they were a good competitor, and B, that they've coached properly a bunch of different athletes. I can tell you that a lot of times, just because you're a great competitor or have this physique doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a great coach, for the fact that natural tendencies or natural genetics might have a lot to do with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, in finding a coach, then you also want to find somebody that you can learn from. That's a natural teacher, and they can make things easily learnable for you as an individual or as a competitor. Again, there's a lot of, science, there's a lot of things to consider, for competitors. I mean, a lot of times more for the females per se, you got suit, you got hair, you got makeup, you got dieting, you got, different looks that are, being judged, the timing of the year for, what I call the flavors or what is in at that particular year. There's some years where blondes are in, there's some years where brunettes are in, there's some years. So somebody who's kind of seen all that and can see, trends. Think of it like a financial consultant. Financial consultants will normally know what trends are kind of going within the finance world and can kind of give you some pointers on what will happen. They're educated guesses, but they're usually educated guesses on what's happened throughout time. So pick a coach that has that kind of information, and again, a coach that you can learn from. There's a lot of dedication it takes on, a lot of time. The average competitor, will get ready for competition in an average of about 16 weeks. When you look at it, that's 4 months out of your life. 4 months out of your life for an event that you didn't learn much, or that you got a bad taste in your mouth from that competition. It's a lot of financial and a lot of time dedication to put into it without getting something in return as far as your investment.
Okay, that's thanks for dropping that gem to us. Okay, so the event, I'm hearing a lot of, 1 second, Ernesto, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Okay. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So the event will be where exactly?
The event's going to be at the Legends Sports Complex in Spring on June 4th, and it's named the Hot Bodies Fit Games.
Awesome, man. What time does this event start?
Well, the event starts, all the registration for all the different subgroups starts at 8 a.m. All athletes will have meetings and check-ins at 8 a.m. in the morning at the Legends Complex.
Okay, and it's 8 a.m. until, is there a specific time?
Well, different events will end at different, most of them in the afternoon, anywhere between 4, 5, 6 o'clock. The bodybuilding will probably be tentatively till about 10 p.m.
Okay, so these events will be going on simultaneously, huh?
All at the same time. Correct.
Okay, awesome. So any other pointers that you got before we conclude the show? Anything you need to say? Any shout outs? Hello, Mom. Mother's Day was right around the corner.
The shout out is for anybody, as yourself, Archie, anybody involved in the fitness industry could definitely, enjoy an event like this with all these different subgroups kind of all put together, showing their feats of strength, of flexibility, of aesthetics, of athleticism. So it's a good event for people to come watch. bring their friends, their family. You know, we're a family-oriented event, so kids under the age of 10 come in free. So, you know, come and see us, check it out. Bring friends, bring future clients, bring whoever you might want to, and see an event of this nature. Come in, see the vendors, talk to them, get some information on anything that we have there to offer for the family.
Oh man, that's awesome. It sounds like it'll be a very, very positive environment, man. We're lucky to have something like this come to the city of Houston. So we're gonna go ahead and conclude today's show. Hey, once again, we have Ernesto here with Biggie Bods, and hey, thank you, thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, Archie.
So we'll see you. All right, see you. Have a good one.
Bye bye.